Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer, please stand. Taka amahara ni kamuzumarimasu. Kaburagi kamurami no mikoto mochite. Sumemi oya kamu izanagi no mikoto wa tsukushi no himuka no tachi hana no odo no ahagi harani misogi harai tamo. Toki ni narimaseru harai no o kami tachi moro moro no magago to tsumi kegare o harai tamae kiyome tamae tomao sukoto no yoshi o amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorozu no kami tachi tomoni ame no fuchi koma no mimi furitatete kikoshi meseto kashikomi mo maosu. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Kannagara tabachi haemase. Kannagara tabachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei.
May God and Meishu-sama bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Good and evil. People overly concerned with winning favors and gaining approval in the eyes of others are straying from a God-centered life. Good deeds, clearly visible to everyone, cannot be compared spiritually to those done secretly without fanfare. They are heaven's true treasures. Even if wrong deeds can be hidden from the eyes of others, there is no way to hide them from one's self. A good deed is something done to help others or for the good of society. An excellent way to accumulate virtue is to transmit divine light to others through Johrei. Hidden virtues are those the good deeds done secretly, unknown to others. Most contributions made to charities are usually well publicized, and as a result, the reward one receives is in the form of fame or reputation. It is part of human nature to desire that. But when you accumulate hidden virtues, you receive your reward from God, which is far more precious. Hidden virtue is much better than known virtue. So, my advice is to accumulate as many hidden virtues as is possible. Then, God will reward you many times over. Accumulating a hidden virtue is the most precious thing. It becomes your treasure in heaven.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters morning service. First faith experience I'd like to share with you today is from Natalia Andrade Gomes. It's from Tatuapé, São Paulo, Brazil. In November 2019, Natalia began to experience conflict with her husband over differences of opinion. The situation got worse, and they even thought about separating. In December, she had a conversation with her minister. She related what was happening, and the minister guided her to serve more at home in order to form a paradise like home. Thus, she started doing mitamamigaki, which is the dedication to cleaning our surroundings for soul polishing purposes, and given an average of 1 hour of Johrei to her husband in the morning. To maintain daily discipline, she set her alarm clock to wake up earlier. Her husband is not a member, but he likes to receive Johrei. At the same time, she started to treat him with more kindness, understanding, and affection. She gave service 4 times a week at the Johrei Center, where she channeled and received Johrei, attended the morning prayers, and helped with the making of minibana small flower arrangements. She was blessed to give service as a representative of the participants in the 2019 Meishu-sama's birthday service at the Johrei Center. It was a very significant moment when she realized that all her ancestors were present. She felt that she had achieved her goal and that harmony would again prevail in her home. She was deeply moved. When she got home, her husband unexpectedly called her in for a chat. He vented about several things that bothered him, and facts from the past that made him suffer. Natalia was extremely moved. She said that she was very proud of him for opening his heart in that way, that she loved him and that she would always be there to help him whatever he needed. From then on, they started to understand each other better, and their relationship became harmonious again. Even in the face of all day-to-day challenges, especially those experienced during the pandemic, their union gives them strength and makes difficulties less relevant. Natalia is very thankful to God and Meishu-sama for the opportunity to know and put into practice the divine writings. Her commitment is to carry out with even greater determination her dedications and our practice of faith in her home. She also seeks to develop patience, tolerance, understanding, and love in order to contribute to the construction of paradise on earth from the realization of a heavenly home. There was Natalia from Tatuapé, São Paulo, Brazil, and another experience, which is from the Johrei Center. I received my Ohikari from Santo Amaro, São Paulo, Brazil. This one is from Aline Felipe dos Santos. Aline is 32 years old and she gives service as a youth leader. On April 21st, 2020, she was at the Johrei Center when she received a call from her uncle informing her that her 79-year-old grandfather had fallen in his backyard and broken his femur. He was in a private hospital as the public network had no vacancies due to the pandemic. It would be necessary to undergo surgery as soon as possible, otherwise, he ran the risk of no longer walking. The family decided on the operation. However, they would incur a very high expense as he had no health insurance. At the same time, a youth coordinator who was next to her reminded her of a public hospital that performed orthopedic surgeries. She also mentioned the importance of reporting to their minister to receive God's protection. She spoke to her relatives about the aforementioned hospital, and they decided to go there with her grandfather. Soon after, she called the minister, informing him of the fact. The minister told her that her grandfather was being utilized to cleanse the spiritual clouds of her family, and that she should be grateful. She became very emotional because at the time, 3 people in her family were undergoing purifications with bone issues. Understanding that she was also part of that purification, she made the decision to materialize a special gratitude donation for the spiritual elevation of her ancestors. She had been unemployed for 4 months, but had a financial reserve. Thus, she turned the whole situation over to God and expressed gratitude for the permission to serve in the salvation of her bloodlines. Half an hour later, her mother called and informed her that they were very quick in the hospital and courteous to attend her grandfather, and that the hospital had empty beds. According to the doctor, her grandfather would be operated in the following few days. As he was entitled to a companion, and in Aline's mother's side, everyone is a Johrei member, they took turns to intensively channel Johrei to her grandfather. He was admitted on a Wednesday night and operated on Friday morning. In just 1 week, he was discharged and during recovery received an average of 7 hours of Johrei per day. Currently, he is doing well, walking without difficulties. Remember, 79 years old. Her family was very grateful for the miracle they received and came together to materialize a special gratitude offering. She strongly felt the intervention of the spiritual realm during this purification. Her family members who had the purification with bone problems are in the process of gradual improvement. Less than a month after it happened, she got a job with a good salary. She was surprised and very grateful, given the dire situation of the economy in Brazil. Aline is very thankful to God, Meishu-sama, and her ancestors for living this experience, which brought her so much learning and reinforced her commitment to serving the divine word. Thank you very much for listening to these wonderful faith experiences this morning. Wish a very wonderful day. Thank you very much.
This brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and have a blessed day.